The swimming and diving teams kick off the winter season.
And the football team gets their biggest win of the year.
It's all access with the Profs, and it starts right now. Welcome to All Access, the show that's here to make you feel better after a long week. I'm Rebecca Solzbach.
And I'm Derek Hill. It's Thursday, everyone, and that means that there's only one day left in the week and that sports recaps are en route to your TV. Rebecca?
Thanks, Derek. The Rowan University men's soccer team got edged by Ramapo College, losing by a final score of 2-1 on Saturday. The Brown and Gold started slow in the first half as they fell behind 2-0 through the first 45 minutes of the play. Rowan picked up the intensity in the second half. The Profs pressured the Roadrunners when forward Jane Doherty earned a penalty kick, but missed the crossbar to keep the score the same. The Brown and Gold trailed a goal in the 75th minute to cut the deficit of 2-1. Back Nick Schlegetter sent a long ball into the box, and back Jason Nakayama headed the ball into the right corner. Rowan attempted to tie the game up late as they ripped off back-to-back shots, but both were blocked as they lost 2-1.
The Rowan University women's soccer team shut out Ramapo College 6-0 in the New Jersey Athletic Conference game on Saturday. Rowan outshot Ramapo College 22-9. Goalies Shelby Money and Amanda Lieber stopped 2 and 4 shots each for the 6-shot shutout. Forward Catherine McCary scored 2 goals, 1 in each half. Midfielder Dara Wagner and forward Daria Jones both had 1 goal and 1 assist each. Lastly, Sarah Rosenberg, Casey Lebonsky, Jessica Beck, and Marissa Pagano had 1 assist each. The Profs will end the regular season at the College of New Jersey on Wednesday, October 24th at 5 p.m.
The Rowan University men's soccer team dropped its final regular season contest against the College of New Jersey 1-0 on Wednesday. The Profs are now 11-6 in the season and have locked down the number 4 seed heading into the conference playoffs. The Brown and Gold battled it out in the final frame against TCNJ. The Rowan offense picked up the pace late in the half but could not manage to score. The Brown and Gold ended the contest with 17 total shots, 8 on goal, while holding the Lions to 8 shots and 1 on net. The Rowan men's soccer team hosts Stockton University in the first round of the NJAC playoffs this Saturday, October 27th.
The Rowan University's women's soccer team lost to the College of New Jersey on Wednesday night 2-1. Profs forward Catherine McCary scored Rowan's only goal in the 19th minute. She was in the center of the box and knocked in a pass from the corner by forward Daria Jones. Prof goalie Shelby Money had 4 saves. Both TCNJ scores came in the second half, with the winning goal being scored by Nikki Butler. Their next game will be as the 2 seed in the opening round of the NJAC tournament.
The professional sports world rolls on as Kayla Santiago joins us for this week's Pro Talk.
Hello everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Pro Talk. I am your host, Kayla Santiago, keeping you up to date with all the news happening in pro sports. Let's get started. The New Orleans State starting quarterback, Drew Brees, added another career accomplishment to his record-setting season. Brees threw a 1-yard touchdown pass to tight end Benjamin Watson in the second quarter against the Baltimore Ravens to become the 4th quarterback in NFL history to have 500 career touchdown passes. Drew Brees joins Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, and Tom Brady in the 500 touchdown club. The Philadelphia Eagles lost to the Carolina Panthers on Sunday, 21-17. It was a disappointing loss to say the least. The Eagles on Sunday, for only the 3rd time in franchise history, is a history that goes back to 1933, blew a 17-point lead going into the 4th quarter. Eagles defensive tackle Fletcher Cox didn't even hesitate when he was asked about the excruciating loss. In his 7th year in the NFL, Fletcher Cox called Sunday's 21-17 loss to the Panthers at the length the worst of his career. After playing shutout football for the first 45 minutes of Sunday's game, the last 15 were a complete disaster. While the offense certainly fell apart in the 4th quarter, the Eagles' defense allowed that 3-score advantage to disappear as the Birds fell to 3-4 on the season. After the Eagles lost to the Panthers, the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins battled it out Sunday night to see who would take the top spot in the NFC East, or the NFC least, I should say. The Washington Redskins came out on top, beating the Dallas Cowboys 20-17. The Washington Redskins now lead the conference at 4 wins and 2 losses. The The World Series of Baseball has begun as the Los Angeles Dodgers became the National League champions and the Boston Red Sox became the American League champions. The Dodgers beat the Brewers 4-3 to advance, and the Red Sox beat the Astros 4-1. The Boston Red Sox beat the Los Angeles Dodgers in Game 1 on Tuesday night, 8-4. The most important hit in Game 1 of the 2018 World Series came from Boston Red Sox Eduardo Nunez. Nunez lasered a 3-run homer that snuck into the first row of seats on the top of the monster in the 7th inning, turning a narrow 5-4 Red Sox lead into a comfortable 8-4 margin. Nunez emerged a new hero for Alex Cora's club, continuing the team's trend of October receiving the timeliest hits from the most unexpected hitters. The Philadelphia Sixers played the Detroit Pistons on Tuesday night. The Sixers had a heartbreaking loss to the Pistons, 133-132 in overtime. Sixers star point guard Ben Simmons was ruled out for Tuesday night's game with back tightness. The Pistons power forward Blake Griffin had a career high at 50 points in the game. Joel Embiid had the highest scoring game for the Sixers at 33 points. Sixth man off the bench, Sixers shooting guard J.J. Redick had 30 points and made a clutch 3 in overtime to put the Sixers up 132-130 with about 10 seconds left in regulation. But Blake Griffin added to his scoring and made a 3-point play to make the Detroit Pistons get the win over the Philadelphia Sixers. The LeBron era in Los Angeles is off to a disappointing start. The Lakers had started the season 0-3 and have shown their frustration already with officiating and with their hands. While no one said it would be easy for LeBron to gel with his new co-stars, they are already proving to be the strangest show in the NBA. Los Angeles Lakers teammates Brandon Ingram and Rajon Rondo and Houston Rockets Chris Paul were suspended without pay Sunday for an on-court fight. Ingram was suspended 4 games, Rondo will sit out 3 games, and Paul 2 games. The NBA handed down the punishments a day after the incident in the 4th quarter at the Staples Center. That's all I have for you on this week's Pro Talk. Stay tuned after the break as Mo sits down with the members of the men's soccer team for this week's Rowan Roundtable.
Welcome back to All Access. It's time for our Rowan Roundtable. Joining me today are Ryan Campbell and Kevin Pereira from the men's soccer team. Thanks for joining us today, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So my first question is, we ended the regular season on a 2-game losing streak. Mm-hmm. What's the key to getting back to the winning ways?
Yeah, I feel like just getting back to the roots, getting back to the fundamentals that we know how to do, and getting back to the way that we play our best, going back to and looking at the games that we played our best, what things we did well, what things we didn't do well, and kind of fix those, but also just kind of getting together as a team and kind of talking about it, being like what things can we do better, what changed in the end of the regular season that we kind of are at a low point right now, and what can we do because we don't have much time to fix that. We just got to go for it.
Yeah, and kind of going off what Ryan said, I think our main thing is we should need to bring a positive energy, and there's no point of looking back and the games we lost. We just need to keep playing our game the way we know how to play, trust our system, trust our teammates, and I think we'll get back on our winning ways.
So, opening up the NJAC tournament against Stockton, a team you guys lost to in the regular season, what's the game plan to change the outcome?
Yeah, I feel like when we played them in the regular season, they just came out with a ton of energy, and that kind of shook us a little bit, even though we expected it. I think we have to match their energy. We absolutely feel like we're the more talented team, and we feel like if we play our game and play our best, there's no team in the country that can touch us. So we just matching their energy and playing the way we know how, I think we'll come out with a W for sure.
Yeah, just going off that, the Rowan Stockton rivalry's always been there for years, so they're going to bring a lot of energy. The fans are going to bring energy, and they're just going to try to get us off our game. But we just need to stay to our game, stay focused, keep the energy, and it should be fine.
Okay. So you both are seniors, correct?
Yeah.
So in your 4 years, what's the hardest thing you've experienced when training for soccer?
Was that during the season or like?
During the season.
I think for me it was pretty cool because I transferred here. So I've been only here for 2 seasons. And one of my first practices, it was like, it's just a whole different level than the school I came from. And just seeing that whole new level. People being able to practice against the best players in the country. You have people like Shane Daugherty and Will Shostad, who are the easily All-Americans, and you're practicing against them every day. I think just the amount of talent we have, that's easily the most challenging thing, is going against somebody who's just as good, if not better than you.
Yeah, I mean, in addition to what Ryan said, yeah, like going against the best players in the country is a challenge every single practice because these guys are just tough to beat. And in addition to that, just like the work rate, like my freshman year coming in, I was not expecting this, and it was kind of like a wake-up call to like how hard you have to work and like at this level. And Coach really gets the best out of us, and I think it's the best way to go about it.
So what kind of things do you guys do in the off season?
All seasons are tough. We usually have a little bit of a break after the season ends, and then we're all going back at it. And it's just going for runs a couple times a week. Everybody's hitting the gym every day usually, and it's really just, there's not as much soccer until like the summertime. We all have our different teams we play for, and be able to do our separate things in the summertime. But I think it's cool in the off season. We just kind of just get together and play. No real like agenda, no real just get together and just kick the ball around, maybe play like 7v7 or something like that. And it's a lot of fun. The off seasons are fun.
Yeah, we have a great speed and agility coach, Coach Taylor, and he really helps us get quicker, stronger in the weight room, like quicker on the field. So we're doing that stuff. We're playing futsal once a week, so we're getting touches on the ball. So yeah, we're really staying active.
Okay. So what would you say your favorite Rowan soccer memory is?
Favorite Rowan soccer? For mine, had to be when we went to Messiah and beat them 4-2 on their field, and just how good Messiah is as a team, which is like incredible to see like what we were capable of doing. Being up 4-0 on their field, like they were national champions so many times, and for us to go in there with a young team and beat them was my favorite memory.
Yeah, my favorite memory was last year in the conference tournament against Stockton, actually, when Jay Connors scored the goal with like less than a second left. He talks about it, and he blacked out after it happened. He did not remember after the ball went in the net. He was just like, I don't remember celebrating at all. Like, and it was just like everybody just had that like shock when the ball went in the net, and we just went nuts. It was awesome. Especially against Stockton, it was nice.
Yeah, I got you. So how do you feel about the season so far?
Yeah, season's been ups and downs. I think this year we got used to things going our way. We got used to being the team on top, and we still feel like we are. We have that target on our back where everybody loves to compete against Rowan, because if they have a chance at beating us, it means so much more. We see teams that are taking pictures on our field like they won a national championship when they just won one game, regular season game, and it shows how much it means to play against Rowan. So it's been a lot of ups and downs, a lot of tough times that made us stronger as a group, brought us together, which is cool, because like in the past we've had a really high regular season, and then the postseason hasn't gone as well. So it's cool going into the postseason at a new level, and a new mindset, being able to kind of being looked at as an underdog a little bit, maybe not talent-wise, but record-wise, and being able to go into it and flip the script from past years, maybe have not as great a regular season, but hopefully have a great postseason.
Yeah, like Ryan said, we had our ups and downs this season. Definitely don't have the record we want, but at the end of the day, in the postseason, everyone has the same record. It's a fresh, clean slate. So, I mean, our main goals were to win the NJAC tournament, NCAA tournament. That's still on the table for us. So we just need to take it one game at a time, and we'll see what happens.
Okay. So the team this year has 7 seniors and 7 juniors, you know, very experienced team. So how do you feel about the younger guys coming up for the next couple of years?
Yeah, it's crazy the amount of talent we have that people don't really get to see, which is good and bad. But this freshman and sophomore class are special. We have a bunch of special players that are a part of those classes, and I think maybe even this season, in the postseason, people will be able to see a couple of those players step out be able to kind of show why they're here. And if not this year, then definitely in the future. We feel like we have a bunch of studs as freshmen and sophomores, and going forward at this program, I don't think a lot of people are saying there's going to be a drop-off after the senior class is gone, and I don't think so. I think this freshman class we have and sophomores, they're going to take it and own it, and they're going to be just as good, if not better.
Yeah, freshman and sophomore class are really good. I mean, if they weren't good, they wouldn't be here. Yeah. And they've made an impact already on the field, in practice, off the field. And yeah, I think they'll be exciting to watch the next couple of years. So they got great experience this year, just playing with all of us and experiencing the NJAC. It's a whole different level from high school soccer. So.
Okay, seems to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
You know. Well, that is all the time we have for this Rowan Roundtable. I would like to thank Ryan and Kevin for joining me. Derek and Rebecca, back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Mo. It's time to dive into our first swim highlights of the year. Rebecca?
Thanks, Derek. The women's swimming and diving team traveled to New York University on Saturday. The team would unfortunately fall in team points 181 to 111 in the first meet of the season. They did have some solid single performances, though. Miranda Coughlin won the 50 free with a time of 24.49 seconds. Alex Bambrick and Emily Lebensky would earn second place in the 100 and 200 backstroke, respectively. The team is currently hosting Arcadia University in the second meet of the season.
The men's swimming and diving team joined the women for the meet at New York University. The team would also lose 177 to 115 in their first meeting of the season. Among the Profs' top finishers was Kevin Galuli, who won the 100 backstroke with a time of 52.27 seconds and earned second in the 200. Chad Shire would win first place on the 1 meter board, as well as taking second on the 3 meter board. Finally, the 200 medley relay team would earn second place with a time of 1 minute 39.93 seconds. The team is currently hosting Arcadia in their second match of the season.
After the break, Ariala Gideon sits down with more members of the men's soccer team in this week's Prof Spotlight.
Welcome back to All Access. Time for this week's Prof Spotlight. Joining me are Kevin Primich and Kyle Dennis from the men's soccer team.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
All right, so as two upperclassmen on the team, what do they mean to you?
The team means everything to me and Kyle. I mean, I remember playing Kyle growing up, playing soccer, and also a bunch of the kids on the team were from my club team. So it's really a family, and I think the way that the coaches recruited me as well, it wasn't just like business, it was like they wanted to make sure that the school was catered to my needs, and they just really genuinely care for us. So it feels like a family.
Good.
Yeah, just getting recruited, I was talking to Coach Scott Baker, and he was just on me about it's not like any other program. It's about coming in and being the best in your position and in your country. And growing up, like I played Kevin and a bunch of other guys on the team, and like I always hated them. I hated playing against them, just because they're on another team. And I came here, I was like, this is gonna be interesting. Like I think these guys hate me, I hate them, and then all of a sudden, like I can't picture life without them. They're all my like brothers. Like I love them. So, yeah.
So how has that pre-exposed experience helped towards practices and games?
It makes for a friendly competition for sure, and like you said, it was a change of pace when we came in, because it went from us being rivals to us being on the same team and having to adapt to that. So I think it just really showed how much that like the team had to pull together, and despite our past, we had to work together as a group, and we really bonded. So.
Yeah, just coming in, they accepted me as one of their own. I was the only kid from my club team that came here, and it was about 5 of them who came here. So they're just like, oh, well, I guess I gotta like you guys for the next 4 years.
Yeah. So any game highlights from either this current season or past seasons that you want to talk about?
What about when I played center back?
Yeah, freshman year, we had a kind of center back issue. Our starting center back, who was a sophomore, got injured, and we were down a man, so coach kind of threw Kevin Primich in there in the first game, and all of a sudden, like, I have 2 freshman center backs with me, and we led the way, and I remember every game and Primich being the back. I remember my favorite moment with Prim was we played Kane, and he made a diving header, and it just crossed the line. I just ran up and hugged him, and I still have the picture to this day where it's me and him hugging on the field.
Yeah, same thing. There's a lot from this year that I could, speak on.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm talking about my freshman year, which was crazy, I was put in a position that I wasn't used to.
Mm-hmm.
And me, Will Shosted, and Kyle were the core back for our team. And we were all freshmen. And it was our first NCAA in like 12 years or something like that. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kevin Pereira said before, we went to Messiah and beat them 4-2. And it was just a great year. There were so many different games that we felt really strong in the back, even though we were young.
Right. Got to know that you guys bringing up the same level of talent.
Yeah.
All right, so the first one of the season was a shutout on home turf against sunny old Westburg. You, Dennis, you ended the game with 9 saves.
Yeah, I remember going into the locker room before a game, and I ran into Kevin, and I was like, "Hey, man, you're gonna score 2 goals today."
Yeah. He really said that.
Yeah.
He really said that before the game.
He was like, "Don't jinx that." And I
No,
was
that's
like,
good
you got
energy
it."
in my opinion.
Yeah.
And he goes down and scores 2 goals, and like after he scored the second one, I looked at him and was like, "I told you."
Yeah, that game, Kyle, this whole season, Kyle's really been the backbone for our team. And that game, I remember going out and just wanting to make a statement. And I worked really hard in this off season, and I wanted to go out there and prove to the people that hadn't seen me play like that before. So it was really good to have. I had 1 header, and then I had
a stunning free.
Then I had a shot from far out. So it felt good, and I wanted to keep the season rolling with that type of energy.
Right. And as 2 players, what are some responsibilities on and off the field that you guys, had to face with?
You want to go first?
Some responsibilities, just kind of like transitioning from an underclassman to an upperclassman in such a short period of time. Like, they really tell you, like, the seniors, when I was a freshman, said it rolls by really quick.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment you see it, now I'm a senior of like facing my last couple of games.
Yeah.
And the responsibility, we had to step up as leaders. Like, Vinny Nodowitz, who was the captain our sophomore year, held a really high role in keeping our morale up and being honest about being the best we can be. And when he left, it was up to us to fill that role. And I believe some of the guys on this team, like Will Shawstead, Shane Doherty, have really stepped up as great captains, filling that role.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that one of the biggest things on and off the field is when you put on the jersey, you're representing the whole school and the whole university. Mm. So even when you're off the field and no one's looking, you have to act with character and discipline, and you don't want to give Rowan a bad rep because of doing stupid things. So you have to think about who you're representing.
All right, speaking about that college experience, how has the program added to that?
The program really, like I said, Coach Baker, he really cares about all of us individually, and he wants us to grow as people just as much as athletes. Mm-hmm. So I think a lot of the stuff that he instilled in us, I'm going to carry on for the rest of my life and into my adulthood. So.
Yeah, I mean, some of the lessons I've learned is just staying mentally focused in everything you do. Like, there's going to be times where life puts you down, especially soccer. Soccer can sometimes be really, really tough. Yeah. But, the lessons to always stay mentally focused on it. And we read the book called The 4 Agreements, and I think that's really, truly changed my life.
Great book.
Yeah, if you ever want to check it out, great read. It talks about basically the agreements you make in life that you don't realize you're making, how to break them and be a better person. And I think I've taken those agreements and really made myself a better person and athlete.
Yep.
So was that book offered to the teams as a read from your coach or something?
It was mandatory.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
mandatory.
He as soon as you're a freshman, he tells you to read the book because it kind of goes along with the core values of what he wants us to act like on the team, on the field, off the field, everything.
As far as my knowledge, I never heard of soccer coach giving out books to the freshmen.
Oh my gosh, yeah. He's
I
really
wasn't
into
ready
that.
for that.
Wow, great stuff.
Yep.
All right, so the first game of the NJAC Championship Tournament is against Stockton U. We all know about that rivalry we have going on.
Yeah.
Tell me how Coach prepared you for that upcoming game.
I think that during the season, there are a lot of ups and downs, and what we've learned is to not take our past losses into our next game. So we have to learn from them and work from them, but we don't want to go into the game with a losing mentality or trying to fight back from something. We're still the team that we always were. We still believe in ourselves just as we always did, and now we just have to go out and prove that.
All right.
Yeah, I think coach has just been doing what he's been doing best and just keeping us up, keeping our morale up. After the past couple of games, it's been rough, but I think today in practice and a couple past practices, he's really been honest about keep fighting for the seniors, keep fighting for everyone, fight for the jersey, fight for the school, and yeah, it's kept the morale up really well.
Yeah.
All right. So before the official end of the season, what are some goals would you like to make? They could be literal goals.
I think that my mentality is just every single game, leave everything on the field, because it could always be our last game at this point. It's the postseason, and I just want to leave everything out there and just focus on one game at a time, because if we do that and we win every game, then we're going to win it all.
That's just the way to go.
Yeah, we're going to bring it home. So.
Right.
Yeah, I have a personal goal of just trying to break the school record of most wins in a career, and it's right around the corner. And I think doing that and having the team goals as the main goal of winning a national championship will combine with that. And if we can do what we do and play like we play, then we can win this.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very excited for you guys. That is all the time we have. I'd like to thank Kevin and Kyle for coming. Derek and Rebecca, back to you at the desk.
Welcome back to All Access. Time to move the chains with a fresh set of football highlights. Derek?
Thanks, Rebecca. The football team hosted the 8th-ranked Wesley Wolverines on Saturday for the Profs homecoming game. Down 7-0 in the first quarter, the Profs would strike as Nick Kuzi connected with Elijah Rem for a 58-yard touchdown. They would follow this up with a short John Mannion touchdown run in the second. Trailing 21-14 at the half, the Profs would give up 2 quick touchdowns at the start of the third quarter. The second touchdown would be followed by a missed PAT by Wesley, which would be important come the end of the game. The Profs would immediately make things interesting the play after, as John Mannion bolted down the sideline for a 77-yard touchdown run. Mannion would strike for the third time on the next drive as the Profs took a 28-27 lead. After a great defensive fourth quarter for the Profs, they would claim the 1-point upset over the Wolverines. John Mannion's 158 yards and 3 touchdowns would earn him NJAC Offensive Player of the Week.
The Rowan University field hockey team defeated Montclair State University on Saturday night. This game continued the Profs' winning streak. The team scored 1 goal in the first half and 3 straight goals in the second half. Forward Christina Havel scored 2 goals, while back Julie Johnson and forward Rachel Galante each scored 1 goal. Rowan goalie Morgan Novak had 12 saves, while Montclair goalie Nicole Adriani made 8 stops. The Profs had 20 shots and the Redhawks had 17. Rowan edged Montclair State 10-9 in penalty corners. Montclair scored 1 goal, which led to the Profs' 4-1 win. Next, the field hockey team hosts Elizabethtown College on Wednesday and FDU Florham on Friday.
The Rowan University field hockey team defeated visiting Elizabethtown College 5-1 on Wednesday night. Forward Christina Hovel and midfielder Christina Castagnola each scored 2 goals. Midfielder Molly Gorchitska contributed with 1 goal and an assist. Back Julie Johnson chipped in with an assist. The Profs are undefeated with a 17-0 record, and they are ranked 3rd in Division III.
The Rowan University volleyball team won 3 straight sets against Rutgers Newark in the New Jersey Athletic Conference on Tuesday, October 23rd. The first 2 sets ended close with scores of 25-22 and 25-20. The third and final set ended with a score of 25-15, where Rowan took a bigger lead. After this win, the Profs moved to 17-13 and 6-2 in the New Jersey Athletic Conference. The team also clinched the number 2 seed in the upcoming conference playoffs. The Rowan women's volleyball team next travels to Newman University on Friday, October 26th with a match starting at 6 p.m.
That's all we have for this episode of All Access. For Mo Ware, Ayala Gideon, Kayla Santiago, and Rebecca Sulzbach, I'm Derek Hill. We'll see you next time on All Access.